I know him.
Dude, there he is. There he is.
Wow.
Hello.
Hi.
So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Mike. I missed the meet and greet last night because I got here 2 in the morning. I don't really know how I made it here today. I'm still pretty exhausted. So, I thought I'd tell you a story, because storytelling is my talent, I've been told. And plus, I just like to hear myself talk, so you guys sit there, you listen, I get to hear myself talk. So yesterday, I was at Lancaster Bible College for a concert. I went to go see David Crowder with Capital Kings and Ellie Holcomb. Didn't really know them. I was there for Crowder, all the way. I mean, you see this thing? I've been doing this for a year, over a year, working for this concert.
That's great.
Thank you. So, for Christmas, my sister had bought me VIP tickets, you know, early access, meet and greet, the works, everything like that. So I got there super early before anybody else in the VIP got there. So I was chilling, and eventually, you know, I went out, I started walking around the campus, and I was dressed very similar to David Crowder. I had like a folky shirt with a vest and a trucker hat and, you know, everything, the works. People looked at me from behind like, yo, is that David Crowder? Is that him right there? Can we go get your autograph? I'm like, no, I'm not David Crowder. I don't know what you're talking about. So eventually I started waiting in line, and there was this family, and they had like 4 young boys with them, and the youngest, I could like hear him. He went up to his mom, he's like, Mommy, why is David Crowder waiting in line for his own concert? So, you know, I made a lot of concert friends. I've been to a lot of concerts. I make lots of friends. Eventually, they let the VIP people in, and I got in right away, and I got front row, first seat, and I was probably maybe this far away from me and Steph, that's how far away from the stage I was. So it was a good distance. And then Capital Kings started out, they were the opening act, and they were cool, you know, they were good. And then to like close their act, they were like, you know, I just want to thank David Crowder for letting us come on tour with him. You know, even though we don't have beards, he let us come with him. I swear, there were so many beards there. Like, everybody part of Crowder's production team just inches and thick. I couldn't believe it. I was with my people that night. That was great. And, like, every time I walked by someone with a beard, we just, like, I respect the beard. We gave each other that nod, that acknowledgement. So, at the end of the show, you know, they were giving that shout out to Crowder, thank him, and they were looking across the audience like, yo, I see so many great beards here tonight, that's great. And then he looks at me, dead center, he's like, you man, that's a great one. You look just like Crowder himself. Shout out from Capital Kings on stage, that was good. That was a good start. So then, Ellie Holcomb came on, she was good, nice acoustic show. And then Crowder came on, went nuts. If you haven't listened to Crowder's new stuff, he calls it folktronica. Take the backyard porch and mix it with computer music. I don't know what that means, all I know is good music. So I need to back up 2 years for a minute now. 2 years ago, I saw Crowder in concert, and I had a mandolin. And I tweeted him, I'm like, yo, I'm gonna see David Crowder. I'd like to get your signature on my mandolin case. During that concert, he called me out, he's like, yo, so I heard, this is how he said, I was on the tweeter machine earlier today, and I see someone has a mandolin and they want me to like sign that. So like me and my friends, you know, we're like dead center at that concert too, and they're like, oh, right here, right here. And he says, oh yeah, so like, can you play well? I'm like, I can play a little, I'm not that well. He's like, yo, why don't you come on and play for us? I'm like, no, I'm okay. He just signed my case. So we handed him my mandolin case on stage, he signed it, and he was a good sport about it. So, as you saw tonight, I got this banjo. I only have it for like 2-3 weeks now, not even. So, last week, I started tweeting him out. I called him out every day on every social media, like, yo Crowder, I'm gonna be at this concert, I got this banjo, I'm looking for you, I'm coming for you. This is it. This is it. So, you know, he starts his show, and it's just a great show. And right towards the end, he always does this thing where he's like, now, ladies and gentlemen, can we do what I like to call a hoedown down the south? He always opens it that way, every concert, that's how he opens it. And then I'm still front center, he sees me, and I had that Crowder trucker hat on at the time. He's like, yo, that's a good hat, man, I like that hat, obviously. So then he's like, you know, I think I recognize you from somewhere. And I'm like, yeah, you probably recognize me. He's like, what's your name? And I said, yo, I'm Mike. He's like, Mike, it's coming back to me now. I remember you, all those tweets and whatever else like that calling me out. You brought a banjo case tonight, right? I'm like, yeah, I got a brand banjo tonight. He's like, can you play in the key of A? I'm like, I don't know how to play in the key of A. So he's like, come on over here anyways, we'll take care of that. I'm like, sure, all right. I got my second chance to go on stage with Crowder. So, pick up my banjo case. I crawl up on stage. The stage is 3 feet off the ground. And, he's like, welcome on stage. Right? Everybody give him a round of applause. I'm on stage with David Crowder and his band. Woo! So, I take my banjo out of the case. I start to get it ready. And he gave me this capo. It's neon green and it's even got his name on it. And you know what? Earlier, I actually bought a capo from him. So I was like, well, I got a free capo from him himself, and I bought one. So this one's pretty special. The other one's still in its packaging. So,
it's collector's edition.
Collector's edition. So, they sent me over to, his name is Kenny. Sent me over to this guy named Kenny. And he's like, dude, he's going to take care of you. And I have a 5-string banjo, and there's also 6 strings and 4 strings. But Crowder has a 6, and when his other guy, Kenny, has a 5. So he saw me pull out the 5, he's like, yo, that's pretty daring, man. Not many people choose to play a 5-string. Crowder's playing a 6-string. I'm like, yo, I'm better than Crowder. I play 5 strings, he plays 6. What's he doing? So they sent me over to Kenny, and, he tunes me up, he messes with my banjo and everything like that. So then, we started playing, I saw the light, and I'll fly away right there on stage, and man, I can't even begin to describe what that was like. Being on stage in the middle of a hoedown, looking out at the audience like it was a sold-out show. Hundreds of people. Oh man, I was shaking. I was so nervous. I'm like I was kind of into it. I was swaying, trying to not just stand there like a brick wall and just play. And I didn't have a clue what I was doing. No clue. I looked at Kenny behind me and I tried to just match his fingers as best I could, and they mic'd me, and I hardly ever actually hit my banjo strings. I just made it look like I was playing the entire time. So, I was moving my fingers all ridiculous ways, and luckily we were playing the song well enough that I could just stop and let him do his thing, and I could just start clapping. So, I realized that so long as I was just praising God, that was the greatest part. So then, after the little hoedown thing, Crowder and the band walks off stage, and all right, you had your moment, you gotta get off now. So I walk off the stage, and they come back on for their final songs, and I kind of work my way back up to the middle where I was before, and then all of a sudden their last song, they start throwing out these chicken wings, and I'm comes in my hands, I'm taking this home too. I got his set list, I got a chicken wing, I got a capo, meet and greet after. Man, it was a long, long day, but man, did it pay off. I left there at 12, and I got here and settled at 2 in the morning, and that's why I was late, and I missed Friday night, and I'm sure it was great, and I'm glad I can spend Saturday here with you. So.